Hello, hello, ladies. This is Myra. I'm here again with my new podcast. Okay, Dammit, I'll just say it. Now, I'm saying things to you ladies that I probably wouldn't say to you if we're doing a meeting or a session, because what I like to do is to let ladies find out on their own where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do. I'm going to always tell you how good you are, how wonderful you are, how beautiful, wonderfully made that you are, and that you are amazing. You deserve so much. I don't generally tell women to not do or stop doing. But in my podcast, I'm going to do that. I'm going to air out some things that I think that we need to consider as women. So I'm not talking to any particular person. I'm going to generalize it. If you were in my office as a client, I'm going to say, and this is honestly, I'm with you if you do, and I'm with you if you don't. I support you in that. The reason I do that is because we're fickle now. We'll say we're going to do something and we're hurt and we're mad and we're frustrated and we're angry and I'm going to leave. And you say I'm going to leave 10 times and you don't. You give ultimatums and you won't back them up. And it concerns me. It hurts me because I know that you're hurting. And I know that you're conflicted because you don't want to do a particular thing because you think he might come back. You think he might get it right. So let me go to what my topic is. Stop accepting what hurts you. That's the topic for the podcast today. And I'm just going to say it. Stop accepting what hurts you. That should not be something that's difficult to do. But for some reason, it is difficult for us. And it's difficult for us to make a move on that. We allow our partner or our husband to hurt us. And I am not one of those persons. I don't care if it's your husband. I don't care if it's my husband or my partner. I don't care. If you are hurting me and I've let you know that and I've said that to you and you refuse to change or you refuse to do something about it, then obviously you have an issue. For one, you have an issue, and I'm going to go with that. You got an issue that you're hurting me. Obviously, you're not caring about my feelings. Obviously, it's not a concern to you. So I want to know what's ailing you to make you come lash out at me or to hurt me or to disrespect me or to cheat on me. Every woman is different, and every woman has their own threshold of hurt. Some women, especially in our community, have accepted the hurt of a cheating man for years. And when I say they have accepted it, they've swallowed it. They're not okay with it though. They've accepted it. This is the kind of man he is, and this is what I got. And I can't go because I got kids, or I can't go because I don't have the money. I can't tell you how many times a woman has come to me and her husband has cheated on her. And I say, okay, well, what do you want to do? I want to leave. First thing I ask her, are you prepared to leave with 2 or 3 children and live the standard of living that you were before? No. That answers the question right there for me, is that's why she's putting up with it, because her standard of living will change. Her lifestyle will change. Her children's lifestyle will change. What do you do about that? Okay. As I always say, you pick this man and you know some of the capabilities. Now, if he's cheated on you 3 times, then where were you the first time he cheated? What were you thinking? More than likely, when that happens, a woman is hurt. She's frustrated. She's in pain because he lied and he interjected himself with another woman. Self-confidence, her self-esteem is low. And you're crying and you want him to come back. You want him to quit the girl and not be with the girl and those kind of things. So you're expecting this is a 1 TKO. Okay? He knocked me the hell out. My emotions are tore up. I'm in pain. I'm crying. I don't know what to do. I'm praying. And he says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And it just happened. It'll never happen again. Okay. We put the blinders on and we don't see anything else. And we say, okay, that happened. Okay, I forgave him for that. One problem is this. When you forgive him for the first time he's done that, and I'm not by no means telling you to forgive him or not forgive him, that is totally up to you. Forgiveness is something totally different, and I'll have to do that in another podcast. Everybody doesn't forgive the same way, okay? It's not just like, oh, you cheated on me, you had sex with another woman, you both were in bed naked, and y'all were doing the nasty, and you know what? I just forgot about it. I forgive you. Really? Liar, liar, pants on fire, because you have not forgotten and you have not forgiven. She say, okay, we're over that, but you're not over it. And sometimes women will hold on to that aggression towards their emotions for a long time. And then you still have problems in your marriage or your relationship. And then you wonder why you're having problems in your marriage or relationships, but you haven't dealt with the door number one back there. The door number one is still back there. The woman is still back there. She might not be in a relationship, but she's sure still back in door number one in your mind. And every time he goes out or he goes to work, or that woman you might think is on the phone or on the Facebook, then you're tripping out. You're bugging out because you don't know if it's happening again. And this is always a repeat all the time. I talked before about you should be healed from something, but you don't get a chance to heal from that because it happens again. And this time it's emotional, it's painful. You told me you left her alone and now you're still with her. Question is, when are you going to stop accepting what's hurting you? When are you going to stop justifying for him what he's done to you? What kind of sense does that make? Again, I'm with you if you stay, I'm with you if you leave. But you can't continue to allow a person to keep hurting you and you keep accepting it. Because what you're doing is every time they hurt you and you accept it, you give them a green light to continue to do that. Because they say, you know what, she don't care. You know, I can say what I want to say. I'm able to say what I want to say, vent it how I want to vent it, and she'll be okay. Give her a couple of days. She might cry about it. Ladies, one thing I want you to know, which is true, men don't care about tears. They don't care about your tears. They know that you're going to get mad, you're going to 0 to 100, you're going to cuss out. This is what they say you're going to do. You're going to cry, but then you'll be okay. You won't talk to them for 2 or 3 days, but then all they got to do is snuggle, buggle up to you. They figure you tap, 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 give you a kiss, buy you some gas station flowers, and it's a wrap. Or they'll say, oh, she'll just get on the phone and she'll start praying. You know, she'll say some prayers and she'll be led to stay with her husband and it'll be okay. And I'll go back and do it again. Nobody does things or stops things unless they are encountered with a consequence. There has to be a consequence. I'm not saying that you do something nefarious. I'm not saying that you do something crazy, but there has to be a consequence. But the problem, ladies, another problem we have is that we don't know what we want. We don't know enough of what we want to be that conversation to your husband or to your partner to say, hey, look, hold up, bro, hold up. You cannot, I will not accept you to treat me in this manner. And you need to know that before you have a slew of kids. You need to know that before you walk down the aisle. You need to know that before you continue your life with this person. Why have a $500,000 home and you both are in 2 different parts of the home and neither one of you like each other and he got a girlfriend on the side and you got a man on the side? What's the point in that? If you lived in a tiny house shack and you all had trust and love amongst each other, you can live and you can grow. When you don't stop accepting that hurt, you find yourself becoming a private eye. That's the person that's checking the emails, checking the phones, checking with AT&T, Verizon, which phone is matching up here, which phone is matching up there. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that is wrong. What I'm saying is that if you have to do that on a consistent basis, that's wrong. That's wrong. And if you do that, that does not change the dynamics of what he's doing. All it does is let you know what he's doing. That's a problem there. That's a serious problem. So are you going to be with this man who you don't trust, who continue to hurt you, and then you have to continue to monitor? I say this about men that cheat. You can never close your eyes. You can never relax. You can restore. You can't reform him. You can restore yourself, or you can restore the relationship and the marriage to a point, but you can't reform him. And I know people say how to make your relationship affair proof, but you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't make a relationship that's affair proof, meaning that that will never ever happen because you can't control him. Now, and it's possible in some dynamics of a culture, you probably can, but in the culture that I come from, that's not possible. Okay, what is possible and what does have to happen is that woman has to be on her guard. You can't have blinders on and you can't love with your eyes closed. I am sorry, ladies. I know a lot of times we're told that he's the prince and he's that one, but that's not the way that goes. It's important that you make sure that people understand where you stand. What you don't want to do, ladies, you do not want to give ultimatums. Never, ever give an ultimatum that you can't back up. I'm going to leave you if you don't stop. Men don't care about that. You can't threaten them and tell them to not do it, because even if they act like they're not doing it, they're still doing it. They can do it either way that they choose to. So you want to make sure that you are solid in your space and that you say to them, look, you know what? I am not going to let you continue to treat me this way. I am a lady. I'm a woman that's respected and I deserve respect. And if you're not going to respect me and you choose to disrespect me in this manner, then I have to rethink our relationship. You don't have to say, I'm leaving, I'm going, and I'm not going to be here when you get back, because you know you're going to be there. But you have to begin then to start a plan for yourself. And that's another podcast. I don't want to keep you too long, but you have to begin to plan your strategy. Plan what you're going to do. Why can't you leave? When are you going to leave? How long are you going to take it? How long are you going to put up with it? And another thing is I want to say is don't talk too much. Sometimes you just get mad and you get frustrated, you get emotional, and you just blurt out everything that you're going to do. I'm going to tell my mom, I'm going to live with my mom, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know, men are very, they're very matter of fact, because when they are in a cheating mode, that's why men go from woman to woman to woman, okay? It's because they're uncomfortable where they are, or they're not feeling where they are, so they go to where they are feeling it. And if you're asking them to leave from where they're comfortable to come back where they're uncomfortable, then that's going to be pretty difficult. And what makes a man feel good is his ego. The fact that he can go pop in, pay a couple of dollars, have sex with somebody, that door is open, he's good. Most men that are cheaters are just looking for an open door. They're just looking for an open door. And unfortunately, it's hurtful, it's disrespectful, it's unhealthy. And at the end of the day, this is a person that doesn't want to be with you. And I know that people will say that you pray about it, you understand, you try to make your marriage work, and you work with them, you go to counseling, and you can do a lot of those things. You can, but are you going to be able to sleep? Because trust is like shattered glass. Trust is like an uncooked egg. And when it breaks, you can never put it back together again. People say that, you know, sometimes when the marriage ends because of infidelity and the man is cheating or the woman's cheating, then you can bring it back together. It's better than it was before. That is not true, okay? The marriage is only better because the person got better, not because you had the affair. That affair doesn't make you come back together and it's better. What happens is because of the affair, because of the education, because of the counseling, you became a better person, he became a better person, and you realize your commitment to each other, and you started from the ground up to work on the relationship. Affairs do not make your relationship better, and affairs cannot be waterproofed to where it doesn't happen in your life. If you don't address an affair and you just kind of let it go, then it's just going to get out of hand, and they're going to repeat the same thing over, or they're going to decide to come in out the rain when they feel like it, and that could be 15, 20 years from now. You have to decide how much of those 15, 20 years of your life are you willing to give up for something like this. It's enough disrespect that you have allowed yourself to be with someone else and to do what I wouldn't do, with another woman. Now, I'm not going to say the women are good in this. I've had women who've gone and had sex with their best friends because they were mad at their husbands and they was able to stay with them. I've had women that got revenge by sleeping with other men and they were okay with that. But you have to understand something. You got to really be real with that, because it's not worth you going to disrespect yourself because he disrespected you. So it's a big deal for a woman to just go lay with a man, just out of whatever. Because he did it, I'm going to do it. That doesn't serve us any purpose. And it doesn't look good for us either. And that's always a mindset that we'll always remember. So you got to be careful with that about getting vengeance. You do have to talk to your husband, but you can't allow that person, your husband or your partner, you can't allow them to keep hurting you. And at some point, you have to stop the hurt. And stopping the hurt means that you're stopping yourself. You're moving yourself out the way. But that means you got to be prepared. That means you got to be prepared now. If you decide to get back together, you need to prepare yourself for the opportunity if he does it again. There's no guarantee he will. There's no guarantee he won't. But you keep your odds open and you keep your opportunity where you need to be to stand up in your own heels if you're prepared. That means if you've gotten money saved up, if you've gotten your car paid off and you got your credit together and all those things that you need to do as a woman to be self-sufficient. My husband and I made a pact with each other that was something that we weren't going to do to each other. And when those things happen in your relationship, you want to be able to say, you know what, I'm out. And you need to mean that. You need to be able to go get your hotel room. You need to be able to go get your place to stay, or he get a place to stay, whichever the case is. Because cheating on a person, allowing a person to hurt you over and over and over again, there is nothing good in that. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. There's nothing good in that. And just because you're married does not mean that you stay married hurt. You don't have to. People say, well, everybody gets hurt and you're going to be hurt sometimes. That's BS. That's BS. You don't have to live like that. I don't care if you're married or not. You don't have to be in a relationship with anybody that is hurting you. Now, it's unfortunate that women are told to do that. Men are not told to be with us if we're hurting them. Men are fast, quick, in a hurry told to go to Susie's house because Susie won't hurt you. Susie will soothe your head, cook your food, give you sex, rub your feet. Susie gonna do all of that for you. So they don't have a problem leaving us for them. But when it comes down to us leaving them because of what they did to us, we are expected to stick and stay. And I know that you pray about it. And I know that you say God leads you. I get all of that, No, you don't. You do not have to accept hurt. Stop accepting what hurts you. As simple as that. If he doesn't have what it takes, the skill sets, the mindsets, the want to do, to love you, respect you, to honor you, and not hurt you, you're like a person in a boxing ring standing still, allowing themselves to continually get punched. And until women rise up, stand up, and be able to stand on their own heels and allow themselves that opportunity to say, no, you will not. I ain't getting ready to go fight her for you. I ain't getting ready to go make no phone calls about her for you. I'm not getting ready to go to her Facebook and blast her for you. I'm not going to do that. And, sometimes people say, well, I've been with him so long, it's worth fighting for. Well, how many times have they fought for you? Excuse me. How many times has he fought for you? What has he done to sacrifice for you? Besides go and cheat on you. And I'm not saying this to anybody in particular, because you know what? I'm just in the box right here. I'm just doing a podcast. But I'm just being general. And I'm saying this is what I see. For so long, for years, women been told to put up with this crap. Put up with it. From domestic violence to sexual liaisons. Women been told that if he wants to bring another woman in, that can be okay. All this crazy stuff, if this is not something that you believe that is worthy unto you and your spirit and your vibrations, get off the ride, sweetie. Get off the ride. Find out how you're going to get out, get away. Let him have it. If this is the kind of lifestyle that he wants to dip in and out of somebody else's coochie all the time, you need to rethink that. That's unhealthy. That's nasty. But I love him. You need to rethink that too. Do you really love him? Or are you just dependent upon the body of the man being there? Are you dependent upon the money that the man is supplying you? Are you dependent upon him coming in every day? Are you dependent on the fact that you are Mrs. Him? What's your reason for accepting this abuse? What is your reason for accepting this abuse? I don't get it. My sister, my nieces, no way. I would tell them the same thing, and I'll tell myself the same thing. I will be in a one-bedroom tiny house. I'm not going to accept abuse. Whether it's mental, physical, emotional, financial, I am not going to accept abuse. Why? Because I'm better than that. I owe myself more than that. I am not going to take that. That's a bunch of crap. I don't care who's telling you that. And if they're telling you that, they're telling you wrong, because they're not going to tell a man to accept you put it down like that. They're not going to tell a man that, but they'll tell a woman that. And we fall for that craziness. And we think that God said to forgive him. But if you cannot, if this man is doing all this for you and you cannot be a wife to him totally, because they say forgive and forget, come on, ladies, we deserve more than that. You can only get more if you require more. But if you keep accepting abuse, if you keep accepting the person being abusive to you, you're saying a lot about yourself. You're worth more than that. Stop accepting what hurts you. And that's in all ways. This is Myra McKnight. I love you ladies, but I gotta be true. I gotta tell you, this is not acceptable. Do not accept what hurts you. You're a better woman than that. You deserve more than that. And don't worry about if somebody ever loves you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This show is brought to you by Omni Virtual and Hindsight Media TV. For more information about our sponsors, please visit us at www.hindsightmediatv.com.